Welcome back everybody to another episode of Is It Shit? This time we're looking at something we didn't think we were going to have to look at. Plugin Alliance have done a version 2 of the Brainworks Elysia Alpha Compressor. We looked at the original not long ago, and we did say in that review it would be good if they did an update because you couldn't scale it. It was very small on the screen and it felt like it needed a bit of an update. But it does need an update.
It does need
I think that's probably why it's relatively cheap at the moment. Hopefully they're working on that. I think it's one of those that if they brought a scalable version with a few extra bits, I think people would buy it all over again even if they already had it. Anyway, I don't know if it's anything to do with what we said, but an update is here. So we're going to check out the Brainworks Elysia Alpha Compressor Mark II and find out, is it? So yeah, Mark II. This is good. I hope Brainworks go back over a bunch of their plugins and do this because it makes such a difference to make them work for today, really, to make them fit in with the quality of other plugins that are out there. It's nice to scale it, to be able to see it on a screen. It's nice to have the extra features. There was some debate, including myself. I said, I wonder if they've just reskinned it. So I did do a null test between this and the old one, which it doesn't null. There's some stuff, there's a lot of similarities, obviously modelled on the same thing, but have a quick look at that. So yeah, you can see it doesn't null. So this is a recoded version. Whether they started completely from scratch, who knows? Probably. Anyway, what have they added? Well, they've added a bunch of stuff. Obviously, you can see they've added the whole Brainworks thing down the bottom. So you get things like the TMT, you get things like the stereo imaging in a mono maker, you get the width thing. A whole bunch of other stuff. Let's go through it all from top to bottom and see what it's all about. First of all, a little bit of background. The Elysia Alpha Compressor, obviously modelled on a piece of hardware. It's a pricey compressor. It's in the region of 10 grand. Lots of money. However, it is a bit of a Swiss Army knife of compressors. It can do a lot. It can be very subtle, or it can be the opposite of subtle. And it's very highly regarded, especially within mastering. It's just incredibly clean and able to do quite a lot without making itself overly known, which obviously is what you want in mastering. Anyway, let's go through it. Gonna need the bins, new bins. So let's start top left. This is one of the exciting things. It's now scalable. You can have it pretty much any size you want. If you can't see it now, you're gonna need some proper eye surgery. It's easy enough to see it now, which is a big help, especially with this. It's a very cluttered interface, isn't it? Anyway, that is what the hardware looks like. They've just copied it. So also in the top left, we've got the threshold control. We've also got the feed forward button. So this does feedback compression, or press that does feed forward. Feedback compression feeds the compression into the compression, and around it goes. Feed forward doesn't. You've then got your attack control with an auto fast button. You've then got the release control with an auto fast button. You've then got your ratio control. Moving down, we've got the EQ gain and frequency with an on-off button and the times 10 button. It's a tilt EQ. You pick your frequency and then you tilt it one way or the other. It's kind of useful to have it. We have then got your sidechain gain and frequency with an on button. Again, very useful. Moving down, we've got a mix control, and you can have it direct or you can have it compressed. So it's basically a wet dry, and you can choose what signal is being fed to the output. We've got a gain control, and then this is a new thing. We have a transformer button. So the transformer has been modeled now. It wasn't on the previous version. And if you move down to the bottom section where it says TX drive, that is how much of that transformer is in there. Moving along, we have the soft clip. Again, that's a really nice feature, just to add a tiny bit of soft clipping. The two LEDs up there by the gain reduction meter, you'll see them just peaking in yellow a little bit when the clipping is just right. You'll just see them lighting up a tiny bit here and there, and obviously you can turn that on and off. There's a mid-side mode on-off button. There's the active button, which bypasses when it's not on. And then there's the channel link. So you can run this in stereo, and if it's channel linked, you only adjust the left and both do their own, do the same thing. In mid-side mode, it becomes mid on the left, side on the right, as you can see in this version, the way it is on the screenshot. Moving down, we've got the TMT, which is the tolerance modeling technology that Brainworks developed some time ago. If you set it in digital mode, both channels will be identical. I prefer that for mastering. I don't want weird analog stuff moving around. If I don't have to have it, I don't want it, but I understand why it's there. You can randomize that, obviously. For the monitoring section, we can listen to the side chain. That's always useful. And you can listen to the ambience, which means you can hear the bit. It's like the delta. You can hear the difference. If you listen to that, you hear what it's adding or taking away. Soft clip parameter link. We've then got the side chain link. Again, that's useful. You don't always want it linked left and right. Depends what's going into it. Floor toms, things like that can trigger that. You've then got your gain reduction limiter, and we've got either left or right and mid and side. That's a useful new addition. We've got headroom control, instantly dial in more headroom. We like that. The TX drive we mentioned earlier. Obviously, we've got the mono maker and the stereo width, and then we've got the output, and we've also got an auto button. When you press auto, it listens for a second, and then it sets the output so that you get unity gain. All in all, a very nice update. I like it a lot. What else should we mention? The GUI is redone. It's not just bigger. I think it's redone, and I think it looks nicer for it. I love the fact that it's scalable. I do like this Brainworks bit. It might have been gimmicky if that's all they changed, but they haven't. It is a remodeled version. Let's talk about the demo, 14 days, because it's Plugin Alliance. Then the price. So the full price, bearing in mind this is Plugin Alliance, is $150. $150. I don't know how you think about these prices on Plugin Alliance. No one ever pays them, so it doesn't really matter. The actual price in the sale right now, $59.99. I've seen some people say that if they've got the original, they get this for $19.99. I've got the original, and that option hasn't shown up to me, so I don't know why that is. Maybe it works for some people and not others. I don't know. $59.99, it's fine. Unless you're in a real rush, wait. It will go down. At some point, it will be $29.99. Star rating. It's going to be really difficult to give it anything but a 4. I think it deserves a 4. And the only reason it doesn't get a 5, really, at this moment, is that it's just the price. I think it's a little bit above where it could be. It's still worth it. I'm not going to argue with that. I think it's a well-deserved 4. It's not shit. If you haven't got the original, it's well worth getting this. If you have got the original, I'm not sure. When I was testing them alongside each other, this is easier to use, 100%. The bigger GUI makes a big difference. But sound-wise, there's not a lot in it. I wouldn't necessarily rush out to get this over the other one, but if I didn't have the other one, I would get this one if I needed one, if that makes sense. Yeah, so there you go. Not shit, 4 stars, the Elysia Alpha Comp from Brainworks. If you could like the video, that'd be really handy. Subscribe to the channel, really helps. We've gone past 9,000 now, aiming for 10,000 this summer. That would be great if you could help us get there. We have got the 2 Instagrams. We have got Studio Life 101 for the channel, and we've got Mixdown Mastering for my mixing and mastering website. Also there you will find our top 5 plugins, and there's a whole bunch of courses on mixing and mastering. And yeah, that's about it. The test of this is coming up right now, so watch that, and I will see you next time. Adios.